Jessie understood Chris' words had deeper meaning and she got his resentment, so she strained her voice to tell him she was well prepared for their date. She hopes Chris can give her some time to adjust to her sincere response.
But Chris couldn't take in a single word more. He still felt
the woman's shift in attitude, and she viewed him as a gullible backup. The current comfort, it's just to ease her own mind. He finally tells the woman he's open to her date invitations anytime, but it requires she must be clear about what she desires and adjust his indifferent attitude. That day, the man left resolutely.
It seemed he felt no love,
leaving a trace of yearning. But indeed, Jessie knows well, this isn't Chris' fault. Like a child finding autumn snow.
She knows the snowflakes once touched her,
but when she happily shares this with friends,
she lacks the courage to hold on to Chris.
She can only accept the void and loneliness, adding a portion of lost pain.
And Chris remains unaware.
Jessie hasn't truly changed. She's battled severe bipolar since childhood. This stems from a lifelong loneliness and a life filled with loss. Since she was 15, her life has been torn into two worlds. One is her gloomy self under a shadow. The other shines with sunny confidence and her love for life. As time passed, she couldn't tell which one was her true self. Staying in the sun too long, that upward smile starts to feel bitterly tired. She likes to wrap herself in blankets, which gives her the safety that the outside world lacks, but long self-isolation made her slowly see that this self would be shunned by everyone around her.
Those who learn of her bipolar disorder express sympathy.
But when they see her, to take a detour. Sometimes when the illness strikes, she often asks herself, isn't this world advocating for equality with a little more care for the sick? But why is she received disdain instead? Until she turned 30, she finally understood a rather sobering truth: some ailments must heal on their own. She has to pretend to be a cheerful optimist, trying to live with the fake self, to feel less lonely. But the inauthentic is destined to always be false. Wearing a mask too long, she can barely recognize her own eyes and mouth. In this moment, Chris' departure undoubtedly proving how naive his thoughts are. Like a clown trapped in a circus, make others smile,
then burning out the last of her strength.
Or facing a life that will no longer be lonely. Jessie couldn't let go. After feeling a bit better, Jessie eagerly called Chris. She feared her hesitation would send her back to being alone.
Chris, who received the call,
he said yes to her date.
That day, for this important day,
the reclusive Jessie rarely cleaned her messy room and tidied it up. She even prepared a large table of her best dishes for him. But just as she was about to put on her makeup, her heart suddenly plummeted from great heights.
She lost her balance.
Oh no. The sudden doorbell made Jessie anxious. She knew who was at the door, and she was clear about the kind of farewell that awaited her. She struggled to get up and open the door, but her legs seemed to conflict with her heart, giving him no courage to push through to the next step. Oncoming joy, till the outside sounds fade away. Only then does she hold on against her nearly devouring sorrow. She struggles out of the bathroom, completely unaware the torment that happened to the woman in just a few minutes. As a bystander, he can only sense his own feelings, the pain of being hurt time and again. Then he grins mockingly. As for Jessie, who has some awareness, he must turn back again to the warm blankets that give him comfort, letting tears gather until he breaks down. This time, even she doesn't know how long she's been hiding,
until the company fired her.
Only then did she struggle to head to the office to get her leftover things. Her friend sees her discomfort. She suggests to go to a cafe to talk, facing her most trusted friend. Jessie, worried this time, chooses not to avoid. Maybe he wants to see if freeing his heart helps,
if it can change this miserable life.
I have bipolar.
Really?
It started when I was 15. Sometimes I just feel down, too low to care at all. During those times, I'd ignore all messages. You could say I'm a bad friend. You're the only one I can talk to. Tell me, what does it feel like to share?
It feels like a weight lifted off my chest. That day, encouraged by my friend, Jessie shared her heart for the first time.
People like that always bury their pain deep inside. They neither express it nor let it go. They're afraid their pain might burden others, so they stay locked away, making themselves a burden on society. Now, guided by her friend, she finally feels free like a fish back in water. She shook off the suffocating weight. After that day, Jessie, at last, I see life's real worth. When she got home, she caught her family she had distanced from, and she revealed the secrets she'd kept for years. She braced herself for the waves of emotional backlash,
But after she came clean,
those around her hoped she would rise again. They also gave honest support. They all showed understanding and compassion. In that moment, it finally made the once pessimistic Jessie realize that this world is not as dreadful as imagined. After that, Jessie began a long battle against her illness. Friends and family alike offered her unwavering support and help. While scientifically speaking,
switch between these two moods for life. Her life is doomed to be filled with tragedy.
unable to escape. But from that day forward, her life gained a new meaning. Since the outcome couldn't change, she worked to make the process nice. From then on, the calm Jessie began sharing her story online to encourage more people to face their dilemmas.
To help others become their true selves.
Whether she ultimately found the happiness she longed for,
The ending doesn't make that clear.
but I think whether she has a chance to win back the Chris she instantly loved,
It doesn't matter anymore.
he has now overcome his loneliness, now or in the future.